The Isiah Factor Uncensored starts right now.
Welcome to The Factor Uncensored on this Friday night. Crazy news out of the Fort Bend County School District in Texas tonight. A teacher at Dulles High School has been removed from campus after video of him surfaced using a racial slur. Now, the Fort Bend County Independent School District would not identify that teacher, but did confirm he is on paid leave while this situation is being investigated. The video surfaced on social media showing this so-called educator saying the N-word over and over again. To be exact, he says it 7 times. Take a listen to this edited version.
In a social commentary back in the day when raps came out, and everybody out there is saying
I knew the coach. I took kind of some offense because I hung out with him a lot during the basketball court, but I'm just shocked that he actually said that.
I don't think it's right to say that in general. Especially being who he is, being a history teacher.
I think he should get fired out. You can't really say that.
The first thing that happened was the kid actually came out with the poster and put it on the floor, and people started signing it, and on the poster it said, bring coach back.
Joining me to talk about this situation is Dulles High School parent Thomas Ford, State Representative Ron Reynolds, and Brazoria County NAACP President Eugene Howard. So, Eugene, let's begin with you on this. This guy is sitting in the classroom, crazy as hell. What did he think would happen? Obviously, there have been some complaints from students who said he said this before, but they got his ass on tape this time and he's out of the door. But what would possess someone to behave this way in a classroom?
Obviously, that's very appalling and disturbing. First, to begin with, that the mentor, the educator, the authoritative figure in the classroom would have a verbal interaction with any of our students in that way. That's just, first of all, unacceptable. There's no words he could say. There's nothing he could put into words to explain to me why that was acceptable. And going back to the campus, the NAACP is aware that this is the second coach on this same campus that's had a similar issue. Like you said, they got it on tape this side. So we will be looking into that. The NAACP Missouri City branch will be looking into that, and we will handle that.
State Representative Ron Reynolds, it took a videotape for them to take action. They took swift action, but because it was leaked to the media and it was caught on tape.
Well, Isiah, I find it, like Eugene said, reprehensible. This is someone that's supposed to set the example. What kind of example is this coach setting for the students when he's using a racial epithet, a racially derogatory word that's very offensive to African Americans, that some people would call fighting words? This person should be dealt with swiftly, and as Eugene said, there must be a culture where he felt comfortable to do it.
Right.
But for there being a tape, who knows what would have happened. But I'm very thankful that there was someone who recorded it so that the world could see what's going on at Dulles High School.
Thomas, your child attends school there, and that student said this wasn't the first time, but this was the time they caught him on tape.
Yes. So she basically has told me about this before, and I actually called up to the school and they didn't do anything about it because they said he was already under investigation. So this time it was actually on tape.
As a parent, to hear someone like a teacher, an educator, talking like that in front of your child.
It's a messed up feeling, especially when you try to teach them different at home. So yeah, it's a terrible feeling.
Now, the school, Eugene, has started an investigation. They've taken him off campus. Is that enough?
No, there obviously it's a system of a pattern that Fort Bend ISD has shown when it comes to the disrespect to the Sugar Land 95, when it comes to the disproportionate disciplinary actions they've taken against minority children until right now. So that is not enough. They need to do a better job in training and a better job in the hiring process. Again, it goes back to that person felt comfortable enough to verbalize that. And if you listen to the video, it wasn't like he said it softly. No, he said that very boldly, very confidently, like he knew there would be no repercussion.
Is training something that needs to be put in place, State Representative Ron Reynolds? If you're an adult in 2020, you're college educated, you've gone to school, you have experience teaching children, so we need to train you not to say the N-word?
You know, it's a shame we're having this conversation in 2020 when we're supposed to be living in a post-racial America. But the truth and the reality is, in many regards, we've gone backwards. In this post-Trump era, I think many people who host and harbor racial sentiments and racial animus, they're very comfortable with it now because of the Trump culture. And so I believe that this coach probably didn't feel any repercussions would happen to him because, as Eugene said, he was so comfortable on that video. So I do believe that we need to get racial sensitivity, implicit bias training so that teachers, counselors, all of those professionals, even though it should be a no-brainer, they need to have this training to let them know that this is not acceptable in any way for it to be said in a high school setting or any other professional setting.
And if you're just joining us, we're talking about a school teacher, a high school teacher, who was caught on videotape saying the N-word at least 7 times, a white male, to students in his classroom. And those students said he had said it in the past, he's done it in the past, and they've asked him not to do it. And this time they were caught. You put it on your social media, and you represent many of the parents.
Yes.
Of Dulles High School. What are they saying about this?
Well, just like this gentleman is saying right here, I represent a constituency base. Fort Bend ISD is one of the most diverse school districts in the state of Texas, in the nation. There's a large number of African Americans, but there are many African Americans who feel as though Eugene stated that there is disparities, that African Americans are on the wrong side of discipline issues. There are other issues that he brought up regarding the Sugarland 95. So I think that Dr. Dupree was right. The superintendent was right to take swift and prompt action, but there seems to be a pattern and a practice that's taking place that they need to look at from top to bottom what is going on with the mindset of some of these teachers, some of these professionals, and they need to make some wholesale changes so that students will know that every race will be respected and that there will be zero tolerance for any type of racial discrimination.